Attorney Martin Delgra personally told me ang iyang barong nga daot because
He was grabbed,
he
no?
was grabbed and forcibly taken away while he was still talking to his client, which is a violation again of another RA. Again, did not happen, which is why I think people are calling it kidnapping or extraordinary rendition.
Made
State-sanctioned
and
kidnapping.
hosted by the government.
Yes. Kaya ang nagbayad ba ni Ani daw, according to
Office of the
Yan
President.
ni DILG Secretary Remulla, it was the office of the President. So, where did the money come from? It came from our taxes.
Correct.
Bakay, other people are saying na it will take years, minimum 8 years na nadagan na kaso. So in this case, Karen, sa kay PRRD, we are now at the bago lang naman ng pre-trial and they've set the confirmation of charges in September. So
Yes.
after ana, unsa ba atong ma-anticipate sa pinagi sa ilang timeline?
After they've set the confirmation of charges is set in September. This is when they will inform the President Duterte, oh, these are the charges against you. But as of now kasi sa warrant kasi there were 3 charges but only one was given a warrant of arrest katong murder. So I think it will just devolve there unless previous to that the prosecution will find other charges in which it ma-amend na pod ang mga charges. We hope not, no? But that is basically now what President Duterte is facing, murder charges. I will not call him former President Duterte because to me, he is my president. Klaroon lang na ako, ha?
To a lot
Okay.
of us.
Exactly.
Yes,
A lot of
yes.
us agree.
So, what will happen there is after the charges are confirmed in September, then trial will begin by the prosecution. But this will be a long way off kay unsa pa man September pa man. Although I really hope that President Duterte will be able to get an interim release. But it will depend on his lawyers.
Yes, yes. Pwede man guna, pwede na but from now until September, President Duterte can already apply for interim release. The thing is, the judge no of the ICC nga nag-hear atong first pre-trial hearing ni order na sa prosecution na immediately you should already present your evidences immediately. In other words, the defense and the prosecution should already be studying before September 23. Kaya kung September 23, the prosecution cannot present a substantial case that will move to the trial, then automatically by September 23, the case will be dismissed.
Okay. So there are two ways na may tabo in September. It's either the trial will proceed or the case will be dismissed altogether,
Yes, yes.
depending on the kaning evidences
Correct.
nga mag-gather sa prosecution. Tama?
Yes.
Okay, that's clear. We will discuss further kaning sa remedies and sa legalities, attorneys and mayor, no? But for now, diri pa sa membership sa Philippines. Because now, it is a fact that the Philippines, dili na ta membro sa ICC. So, kanus abata nagpa-member ani o kanus apa ni kalas. And sa atong pag-withdraw, what is now our obligation ba gyud kung naaman sa ICC? Attorney Dina.
I think we became a member in 2011 because that is when the court was able to acquire, because that is what the court is saying that the jurisdiction over the case has happened. November 2011 up to 2019 when we withdrew, when the withdrawal of the Philippines from the Rome Statute became effective. So, these are the times that they are saying that the crimes are committed, which is why dito lang yun, no more beyond November, beyond 2019.
Okay.
So, but then we withdrew in 2019. So, supposedly, dili na ta under sa Rome Statute.
Okay.
The ICC no longer has jurisdiction over us.
Thank you, Attorney.
Yeah, I would agree. In 2011, when President Duterte was still the mayor, 2011 to 2016, and until he became president, 2016 to 2019, that's really the gist of the warrant of arrest. More na iyang kaso. It is crimes against humanity. I really do not know unsaon nila pag-present aning crimes against humanity. Kay indiscriminate ba ya ang killing supposedly sa crimes against humanity. And during the time of from 2016 to 2019, and maybe even wa kay ko knowledge what happened in Davao, but 2011 to 2016, but what we have seen around the Philippines was that si President Duterte naghimog so many rehabilitation centers for drug addicts. In other words, daily indiscriminate ang killing. So, asa may naka-crime against humanity, ani? Di ba?
According to what they're saying is there are about 19 plus 24,
gamay pa
43
yun.
cases, 43 individuals who are
Alleged
supposed to be the victims. But the claim, therefore, that it is 30,000, I think is a bit too much, because now they're saying that they just filed the other people here in the Philippines are saying it's just a representative sampling of the cases.
Yes, and that is not supported also by evidences.
Yes.
Oo. Unlike ang Vladimir Putin, he is also facing a warrant of arrest, but millions of people died in Ukraine because of his attack. So, kana siya, that can be crimes against humanity, but I really don't understand sa Dapita ang crimes against humanity and murder also.
Yes.
Murder should be premeditated. There should be motive. Where is premeditation here? Di ba? Kung premeditation, nagplano gyud unta si Digong nga mupatay aning tawhan mga tao tanan. But where's the premeditation
Dili pa gyud din ha. Ang gisulti pa gyud, he was the only one charged here. But he is not even a principal.
Correct.
Exactly.
Indirectly lang siya gi-charge. So the prosecution will have to prove that, one, the crimes were committed; two, there were victims; three, some people killed these persons; and four, that President Duterte was the one who ordered the killings. Now, I do not really know how they're going to do that.
Tanaw na ako, ang narrative man good, nag-build up sila narrative towards EJK ba? Well, in fact, police operations man gid ang daghan adtong times na nilingkod ang si President Duterte. So karon gina-push nilang EJK na narrative nga like wala gito indiscriminate killing ng sa mga tao nga gid sa baana. Kaya para musulti sila karon nga nay crime against humanity.
Well, but it's ironic because the present conflict between Palestine and Israel in Gaza, there have been many more killed there, and yet
Exactly. But Netanyahu also is facing a warrant of arrest from the ICC.
Yes, but he has not been arrested.
Exactly, because Israel is also not a member of the
Exactly.
ICC. And dina ang atuang, that the core of this problem, the core of this controversy is that why was President Duterte submitted to an international court even when we are not in the jurisdiction of that court?
Exactly.
Oh, so...
And in spite of the denials of the present administration saying that they will not cooperate with the ICC. In fact, if I remember, it's now circulating online the interview of Secretary
Remulla.
Department of Justice Secretary Remulla saying that no, if the Philippines will not comply with that because they have to follow the processes here in the Philippines, which again did not happen, which is why I think people are calling it kidnapping or extraordinary rendition.
Okay, Attorney, now let's go to the discussion diri karon sa pag-aresto kang PRRD. Now, we have established the fact the Philippines withdrew from the ICC 2019, and as we speak, 2025, karong mga panahon na when the arrest was conducted, dili nata membro sa ICC. That is a fact na kailangan nato masabtan. So now, because of that, that raised a lot of questions sa legality sa mga panghitabo. Even E.S. Villaldea in his opening statement sa ICC pre-trial described it as it was a pure and simple kidnapping, right? So why is that so, attorneys? From a legal perspective, what are the elements of the entire arrest procedure sa pangkahitabo nga matawag nato nga wa gyud to ni haom sa legal nga proseso, and that the former president was deprived of his constitutional rights? Do you think the country, with that premise ba, can we really lawfully surrender the former president to the ICC?
Well, we could lawfully surrender him, but it goes to the question of jurisdiction of the ICC. Now, according to the ICC itself and the Rome Statute, jurisdiction is acquired when the preliminary investigation has been finished.
Okay.
Okay. at the time that the preliminary investigation was finished, it was already 2021, 2 years after we withdrew.
Okay.
So, the ICC, it is our stand that the ICC no longer had any jurisdiction as of 2021. And yet, despite that, the ICC, through its prosecutor, continued the investigations. In fact, the Philippine government, through the Office of the Solicitor General, filed a notice of appeal and an appeal brief questioning the jurisdiction of the ICC. Unfortunately, I think it was composed of 5 judges. 3 judges voted that the ICC had jurisdiction, but the presiding justice and 1 other dissented and made their dissenting opinion known, saying that they did not have jurisdiction.
Pero nga, kung aware ang ICC ending by 2021, nahuman tong preliminary investigation. So, why did murag nganon nila gidawat si Kuan karon dito sa Hague?
Wala pa may hearing for that.
I see. Yeah, but why did they cooperate with the government na wala sila jurisdiction?
As of now, jurisdiction is not yet a question.
Okay.
They will discuss jurisdiction by September 23.
Yes.
So as of now, i-detain muna kaya na may warrant of arrest, and the prosecution in their prosecutorial brief said na the Philippines is now cooperating and is willing to hand in the President Duterte to the ICC. And so once gani, although dili obligated ang Philippines nga mo submit ni Duterte ngadto sa ICC, pero once gani maka-acquire og jurisdiction ang ICC niya, then they will have to hear him because of the cases from 2011 to 2019. Pero ang problema ana is the way he was offered. First, he was served the warrant of arrest. Number 2, how he was offered to the ICC. These are jurisdictional problems already. And that can be the first question. Because if you cannot pass on how you were arrested, how the warrant of arrest was served, then that case can automatically be dismissed. Because, you know, the fruit of the poisonous tree.
Yes.
Mao man na siya, di man na pwedeng mo discuss ta sa trial kung in the very first place sayop ang
Sayop na.
pagdakop.
Okay, ang fruit of the poisonous tree is, Attorney Regal is saying fruit of the poisonous tree. Ang pasabot ni Ana is, if the process by which the evidence or jurisdiction, the evidence was gathered was illegal, then any evidence gathered as a result of the process is also considered illegal and cannot be admitted in evidence.
Okay.
Kana to siya.
Pero ako ba, anong nag-participate gihapon ng ICC?
Okay, according to them, naman kung sila jurisdiction from 2011 to 2019.
So, kato lang ginaingon nga.
Kana, yes. Pero kita, di kita obligated. Kay 2019 upwards, di naman ta member. So, supposedly, good. Kung si President Duterte muadto og United Kingdom, and UK is a member of the ICC, he can be arrested there. Dili dinhi.
Dili good. And also,
Kita diri.
and also supposed to be good since 2019 pa na kita nag-withdraw, wala gid dapat sila jurisdiction because that is really our stand. They have no jurisdiction. And in fact, the Philippines has been saying prior to the execution of the warrant of arrest, we will not entertain the ICC warrant of arrest. So it is really a great, how shall I say it, surprise that they did an about face. And in fact, it would appear nga beforehand pag yun, na sila, they were already in talks with the ICC for the issuance of the warrant of arrest.
Bisag si Bongbong Marcos, kapila na nigawas yung baba nga
Dili niya.
Yeah,
Di niya i-respect ang jurisdiction sa ICC. Pero granting, for the sake of argument, kung member pa lang ta sa ICC karon, if we're a member, duwa gyapoy jurisdiction ng ICC yun.
Exactly.
Why? Because we have laws. We have RA 9851. We have functioning prosecution. We have functioning courts. We have a Supreme Court that is still functioning. So, nganong kuhaon man ang kaso sa ICC? So,
Exactly.
good pwede.
Okay.
To begin with.
Okay, ang RA 9851 is the act on the Philippine law on international
On crimes.
humanitarian
Yes,
international
humanitarian laws.
humanitarian law, genocide and other crimes against humanity. So kana na siya. So even under RA 9851, there already a provision saying na dili pwede ihatag ang jurisdiction kay dirisa. And even if there is already a warrant of arrest there, we still have to look at the applicable extradition treaties and laws.
Exactly.
Karon, we do not have an extradition treaty with the ICC because ICC is not a state.
It's not a state. Oh.
So, since we do not have an extradition treaty with the ICC, dili gid siya dapat unta gihatag dito sa ICC. So, this one really is a rendition, a kidnapping, plain and simple.
So technically kidnapping yun siya.
Kidnapping without ransom.
Tinuda. Tinuda.
Yeah. Gikuha ba ya siya, ha?
Correct.
Forcefully, gisakay eroplano, and the airplane is even private, and then spent by the government. So this is, kidnapping made
State-sanctioned
and hosted
kidnapping.
by the government.
Yes. Kay ang nagbayad ba ni Ani daw, according to
Office of the
Yan
President.
ni DILG Secretary Remulla, it was the Office of the President. So, where did the money come from? It came from our taxes.
Correct.
Tama ka Attorney, no? Not to mention ba the other blatant violations dito during the arrest, no? For example, katong PRD was deprived his right to counsel na karo man to sa video, no? This is
Yes.
not as if nagi-buat-buater na to, but there was a video circulating nga FPRD was asking for VP Sara as his legal counsel, but wala gipasulod.
And let me just clarify on that one, ha? Kaya daghan kaayo bag mixed opinions all over online on that one nga kanang di mo gid pwede si Sara mo represent ni President Duterte kay Sara is the Vice President and she is prohibited from practicing
Okay.
because of the ethical standards for public officers. Yes, that is true. Correct na. But the President can still request for a personal counsel.
Okay.
And a lawyer, once he takes his oath, once he passes the bar and accomplishes all the requirements from the Supreme Court, will never lose the status of being a lawyer. So, it is only, dili na ni Sara ang problema kung represent ba siya dili. Sa korte.
But unfortunately,
Oh.
she is not even representing him in court. President Duterte was asking for VP Sara, perhaps in her personal capacity as a
Exactly.
daughter and as a lawyer at the same
lawyer.
time. Pero dili pa na. Attorney Martin Delgra personally told me ang iyang barong na daot because
He was grabbed, no?
he was grabbed and forcibly taken away while he was still talking to his client, which is a violation again of another RA, which gives people the right to talk to counsel freely without any intervention or obstruction. And yet, this was done. Second, ES Salvador Medialdia, gipusasan siya. Wala gipakita, but gipusasan siya at first, diri sa likod. Ginitoro mismo. And then later on, while he was escorted out, gitangtang ang posas para unta pusasan sa atubangan. Pero gitangtang na ang posas. Pero gipusasan siya for obstruction of justice. Ni General Torre.
Wow.
Yes! I do not know if you know that, but that is what happened.
But I think for most Filipinos now, no, across the globe who is questioning the entire process would makasabot gyud sa kaning atong ginahisgutan karon attorney, no, and kana lagi what is clear based on this discussion is number one, hindi miyembro ang Pilipinas sa ICC,
Yes.
which means hindi dapat isimuko si PRRD
Yes.
sa ICC.
That is established, yes.
That established. So, kaya nga itong lahat ng mga katanungan lumabas, no, surrounding the arrest. So, balikan ko lang ito nga yung stand nga ng gobyerno for in many occasions, even the president himself said that he will not cooperate, and immediately after the former president was flown, no, outside the Philippines, nag press con siya, and he said that hindi naman the country, pinanindigan lang natin yung commitment natin sa Interpol, hindi sa ICC warrant. Yun yung kanyang sinabi that the government assisted
Yung
arrest.
reasoning niya. Kaya nag-participate sila, di ba?
Because of the Interpol. Now, quickly lang, attorneys, para ma-educate ng ating mga kababayan, sino ba si Interpol at ano ba ang jurisdiction nila sa mga countries including the Philippines? At ano ang obligasyon natin sa Interpol?
Okay, Interpol is a transnational organization which is simply lahat ng mga police or law enforcement agencies all over the world. It has member agencies na they come together, they have a common pool so that in case of criminals in other jurisdictions outside the jurisdiction of a member country, they can access the database of other police jurisdictions. And that is just simply what Interpol is. But Interpol cannot enforce a warrant of an arrest.
Okay.
It has a red notice. What is a red notice? It is only advisory to the members of the Interpol saying na, hey, can you please arrest this person?
Okay.
But they cannot say, we will arrest this person. Now, in the Philippines, Interpol is represented by the Philippine Center for Transnational Crime. Kaya, a representative was there when President Duterte was kidnapped. But he was not the one talking. Nasa background lang siya. It was General Torre talking. So, dapat dili unta si General Torre if Interpol indeed had jurisdiction and had the capacity to arrest President Duterte, but it does not. So, ang ginasulti sa Philippine government that they were only complying with the warrant of arrest issued by or the red notice issued by the Interpol. Kana dili gina tinuod. Kani I really printed this. Okay, nakabutang diri sa Interpol mismo. A red notice is a request to law enforcement worldwide to locate and provisionally arrest a person pending extradition, surrender, or similar legal action. A red notice is not an international arrest warrant. Klaruhan lang na.
Yes, exactly. So, mo na pending extradition. In other words, kung naagari warrant of arrest ang ICC, the Interpol would mandate na kanang arrest warrant nga inyong issue, i-adto pa na sa court din
Local court.
Because kung mo extradite og tao, criminal, buadto mo sa ta sa court. We will have to go to the local court first, and then say the local court will determine if that warrant of arrest is accurate.
Okay.
Or valid.
Or valid na siya, or legal ba na, or regular. Now, wala na gibuhat pag-aresto nila ni PRRD.
No, I refuse to use the word arrest. Pagkuha nila kang PRRD.
Dito na itabo ang kidnap.
Yes. Because normally what happens is if there is a red notice and there is a warrant of arrest by the ICC, the process should have been i-add to diri sa atong regular court, sa atong RTC, regional trial courts, and the regional trial courts will determine if the warrant is valid. And then only after it has rendered a decision that the warrant is valid, numusulti sila, okay, you can arrest him now, you can bring him there. If there is an extradition treaty, but there is no extradition
Wala.
treaty.
Case in point lang ani, hanga na yung extradition treaty. The Philippines and East Timor.
Okay.
Nato yung extradition treaty nila. Mao na atong ko anon si Congressman Teves. But the extradition treaty nga ato ang warrant of arrest gihir pa sa court sa East Timor karon. Until now wala pa nakuha nato si Congressman Teves.
Correct.
Okay, that is supposed to be the legal process which they did not follow. That's why extrajudicial rendition was done against PRRD.
Yes.
Pangutan na, what if naabot ta sa korte? Naabot ta sa korte kay nang lanuguan extradition.
Yes.
Okay. So, tan-aw ninyo, mo hold ba sa ang ilahang ang kaso nila?
Para nako, kung maabot sa atong court, like ang jurisdiction atong time when he was detained there, was the Manila RTC, the Court of Appeals, and the Supreme Court. Kung i-present tong warrant of arrest, balibaran gid sila sa korte, Mayor. Why? Because maingon man gid ang courts, we are still functioning. Why are we going to surrender the president to another international body? Ayaw sa, hear it here. If we feel that it is not we are not di gid kaya sa atong judicial system. Kay maybe ang huwis gipatay ba while hearing his case, mga ana, kung di gid kaya, then that's the time that we will submit. That's the time that Section 17 will be applied. Kung di na gid kaya sa
So
Pilipinas.
that's why they were really on a hurry
Yes.
Exactly.
board the
Board the
president on the plane. and
Before
put
the
him to Manila.
before the Supreme Court could have issued a TRO. Karon, in an extradition case, the party requesting extradition will have to present their evidence here in our local courts, but it's in Manila, RTC Manila. They will have to present evidence in our local courts, and it could take years. In the meantime, President Duterte could have asked for bail. So, while the hearing is going on, because they will have to prove, the foreign state asking for extradition will have to prove that indeed the laws there and the laws here are the same. And so because the laws there and the laws here are the same, then we can extradite him there because similar ang atong laws. Now, also, according to Attorney Regal, but our courts here will not give him up. Why? Because of the principle of complementarity. Unsa
Yes.
man na. ICC can only govern if our laws here are if our judiciary, our law enforcement is not functioning. Now, because of what the Philippines did, the Philippine authorities did in surrendering, in kidnapping President Duterte and giving him to the ICC, does it mean that the Philippines no longer has a functioning judicial system? I violently object to that. Why? Because I believe and uphold the sanctity of the judicial functions here in the Philippines. Are they saying that we have already descended into chaos? I do not think so because the Supreme Court is still functioning.
And this is where the whole thing is now. Mura magino og gisurrender atong sovereignty by President Marcos to another country. So how is it? It's just like him saying that this state is not functioning anymore. So unsa naman data karon?
No, but if he's saying, if the implication there is, if he's saying that the state is not functioning, then how does that reflect on his administration?
Precisely. Wala na gid ni siya.
Dapat siya ang balikan sa ICC sa tinuod lang sa iyang ginabuhat.
Supposedly good.
Kay karon, this I do not have the data, no. But a lot of my friends are saying talamak na ang droga ngayon.
Pero klaro man siguro gid kay ning gibuhat nila karon nga it's all about politics. Politika kayo.
This is
You know,
political.
September pa ang kuan, human ang election by then. So they just want to take out from the chessboard, no, from the equation. PRRD kay he's gaining traction.
Exactly.
And that's what they're afraid of.
You know, I truly believe na Tabulo ba ito kaning, di ba you're talking about a chessboard? Kana ganing mamate na ka, ma-checkmate na ka,
Yes.
ilan na lang
Correct. Yan ang
Yan
lang ba? Tinubugan lang style.
Very, like I have been saying, very Machiavellian ang ginabuhat nila karon. And with the disclosure of the ILG Secretary Remulla that the ones who orchestrated this was Secretary Anyo, Secretary Teodoro himself, and the President. It
Where would that
really,
lead us, no?
exactly. So it's like now I understand why they have the capability to do this.
And I cannot understand why 4 people will decide that the sovereignty of the Philippines is null and void anymore.
Yes.
Pero kuya na siya ba, ito malaking issue ito. Kasi isipin mo, what is the position of Anyo right now?
And National
Security
National
Advisor?
Defense.
Defense.
No, si Gibo ang National
Defense.
National
Defense.
Security Advisor.
NSA. Yes.
And
NSA siya.
how about Gibo?
Defense Secretary.
Defense
Secretary.
Secretary. National
To add
Defense.
si John Vic Remulla who is a...
DILG. Unsa may labos
And all of
DILG?
these individuals participated in that
The core.
Apparently,
Yes.
according
Diba?
to
According to Secretary Remulla, they are the ones who participated, which really comes as a very great shock. Because then you ask the question, considering that Secretary Anyo was also in the administration of President Duterte,
DILG, no?
DILG, and not only that, when he retired, he was immediately given a position in government. And for, I think, all throughout the time that President Duterte was in office, Secretary Anyo was also in office. So, I really cannot understand why he would do this. I'm not saying that we should have patronage politics, no, but I just cannot understand, knowing what went on during President Duterte's administration when everything really nahapsided ang Pilipinas as compared to now. So, I leave it up to you. I do not want to say more.
Thank you, attorneys. I think those were very good points that we've raised here, and we have more facts now. No, number one, balikan na ako tong Interpol. Interpol, yes, they exist, no, but an Interpol red notice is not an international arrest warrant to begin with. So dili pwede nga kato ang gamiton nga basihan nga mupunit og usa ka citizen dinhi sa Pilipinas. Number two, si Interpol moagi paghihapon will have to go through the local courts para ma-justify or ma-grant tong ilang request to extradite a particular citizen. Two facts, ladies and gentlemen, which the latter wala gyud na nahatag kay PRRD. And I think, Attorney Regal, your example kanang kay Congressman Teves, sakto gyud kayo na there's an ongoing extradition case, but tanawa dito, Congressman Teves is still in East Timor. The case is being heard, no? So kana di na siya bakat, mao na siya ang kamatuoran, Dabawen News. So dirita karon, Mayor and attorneys, no? I think with klaro naman yun, wala na may kailangan ilalis dito sa legalities ba sa pag-aresto, and we really hope that the ICC will also see that matter objectively the way we see us. Nakaidungag, Mayor, or pwede ko ba? Okay. Now, ganito karon sa remedies. Naa naman gyud to si PRRD, ana ba? Okay, sa laktod na pagkastorya, PRRD is now being detained dito sa ICC. Unsa ang iyang legal remedies prior to the confirmation of charges in September? What can the lawyers of PRRD do?
They can ask for his interim release. It's I think just so you can understand, no, it's similar to mga yatag bail diri ba, but something similar like that. Although dili gid siya similar, but it's something like you ask for your release samtang wala pa gadagan ang kaso, and then even while the case is going on, you are out freely. Unfortunately, basin i-oppose gid na sa prosecution if we ask for an interim release, because they might claim that one, there's a possibility that he will flee, or two, that he could effectively tamper with the evidence, maybe by scaring people. Maybe that's what they're going to say, because that's what I think they're going to go.
I'm sure they will do that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will do that. But the interim release or ang bail mangod sa ICC, conditional kay na siya.
Yes.
So it could be that he will only be scot-free pero only in the Netherlands.
Yes.
Pwede po na it can also include host countries like
Yes.
Germany and UK. Pwede siya makasuri-suri ditong dapita.
Or Norway.
Or Norway ka ng mga host countries lang ang willing mo kuha niya. And pwede po siyang makauli sa Philippines. He can, depending on the ICC nga unsay interim release nga conditions niya. But then, nagyod na yung mga reportorial every month ba, kailangan siya mabalik sa ICC, etc.
Pero I understand that interim release is subject to the fact that for every hearing, dapat naa siya
Na-added siya.
dito. But because of his age and his medical condition, di ba gigrant naman tong iyang video conferencing, perhaps they will agree to that. But like I said, I
don't see na flight risk man si
I don't think
PRRD.
so. At his age,
At his age, I don't see that he will be running around and, magtago-tago pa siya.
And he has always said that he is willing to face.
Exactly.
diba?
And the fact that he went, nisakay pa ganun sa aeroplano, I don't see, he willingly went there.
And I don't think he willingly went there. Kaya giprotestahan man gid niya. But you see, he had no more choice.
Correct.
Exactly.
One, because of the overwhelming police force then. And second, the fact that he was alone. Dura gud sila ni Executive Secretary Medial Dia. I do not think they would have been able to get a guerrilla force, Dili man sila Rambo. No, so they had to really go. But he was protesting it all the way. But I do not think he is a flight risk at his age.
And he even said that you can kill me first. Those words coming out from PRRD, it hurts.